In Russia this morning, basketball star Brittney Griner tried and failed to overturn her prison sentence. Griner has been held in custody since February when airport security in Moscow found a small amount of cannabis oil in her carry-on luggage. She says that a doctor prescribed it for her pain, but a Russian court sentenced her to 9 years in prison. The U.S. State Department says Griner is being wrongfully detained. Imtiaz Tyab has been covering this morning's appeal court hearing. Imtiaz, good morning to you. This outcome was not unexpected, was it?
Good morning. Well, it's the news. Griner, her fans, and loved ones have been dreading her appeal to have her prison sentence reduced has been denied by the 3 Russian judges presiding over the appeal. Brittney Griner appeared in court via video link from a Russian jail, where she learned the gut-wrenching news her appeal was denied by the 3 presiding judges, and she will now likely be sent to a penal colony after telling the court her initial sentencing wasn't fair.
It's been very, very stressful and very traumatic to my mental and psyche, being away from my family and not being able to communicate.
Griner was detained at a Moscow airport after 2 small cartridges of hashish oil were found in her suitcase back in February. Days later, Vladimir Putin launched his invasion of Ukraine. He saw ties between Moscow and Washington disintegrate, and Griner has been in jail ever since.
That's Russian MVP.
Speaking to Gayle King earlier this month, Griner's wife, Sherelle, says she feared for the worst.
BG's now in the position where she could be moved to a labor camp. And my brain can't even fathom it.
In August, Griner pled guilty for traveling with the small quantity of hash prescribed to her in the U.S. for medical purposes, saying she packed it accidentally and had no criminal intent. Sherelle Griner says it feels as if Brittney is being held hostage.
That must scare you.
It terrifies me because, I mean, when you watch movies, like, sometimes those situations don't end well. Sometimes they never get the person back. Sometimes
This is not a movie, though.
Exactly, and this is my life. And so I'm sitting there like, do we get her back? Do I ever get to see my wife again?
Now, there is a glimmer of hope for Brittney Griner. Bill Richardson, a former U.S. ambassador to the UN who traveled to Moscow in September, says he believes Griner and former U.S. Marine Paul Whelan, who's also being held in a Russian prison, could both be released in a potential prisoner swap by the end of the year. Nate.
Wow, that sounds like good news if that is indeed the case. Imtiaz Tyab in London, thank you so much.
Yeah, we hold on. The Griner family says they hold on to all glimmers of hope. I checked in with Sherelle last week just to see how she was doing. She did get to talk to Brittney on her birthday for just 5 minutes, but she says she's very worried about her wife's mental health and that Brittney's main concern is that she worries people here in this country will forget her, and that certainly isn't going to happen.
We won't forget her.
No.